The ecclesia, those that are part of the church, because I don't want to leave the Christian out of this, are part of the church. They got the news that onomatopoeia is in town because they're excited about the reading of the prophecy they're going to get from onomatopoeia, because they're known for their prophecies to come true. Anybody still with me, or have y'all turned me off? So there's a circus-like atmosphere because onomatopoeia is in town. You go to where they are. You got people standing in line almost outside of the door because onomatopoeia is in town. And I want to get my pop, no, okay, I want to get my no, not Marie. I want her to prophesy or him to prophesy over me. But what they fail to tell you when onomatopoeia comes to town is these words, whether it's a notion or fact, fiction, you choose. That the workman is worthy of their hire. Y'all just pray for me, please. Just pray for me, pray for me, pray for me. I'm giving what I got. So, there have been instances, these eyes right here have gone to places where persons like onomatopoeia, all they have to do is show up and they get to walk away with the bag. Anybody with me? Tell me in the comments if I'm lying or not. Tell me on the comments if I'm lying. Okay, circus-like atmosphere. Onomatopoeia is there. You're standing in line. They've done all the reading prophecies over the people. And now they have a $100 line. They've got a $50 line. They've got a $20 line. They've got a $5 line. And just so anybody is not left out, they have a line called Whatever You Can Do line. Power, power, need more power, power, power. I have written again, but not corrupt though. I'm turning the page. Y'all still with me? Did everything shut off? Y'all still there? I'm only giving you what I got. Here's another side. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to give y'all a chance to catch y'all's breath and la 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 to do that. But I have here, we want to take a look at the creatives. Those things that aid our creature comforts. Our creature comforts. The subject is sweet, not deep. Or, I didn't want to say this in the beginning, but short and sweet. But that's not what I'm going to put on the title. I want sweet, not deep. All right. So the first thing I have under tickling our fancy is music. But the side I want to bring up is the creative side of music. Since it reaches so far and so wide and does so much for we humans, does so much for the psyche, does so much for the soul. I'm not getting into the good, bad, and indifferent right now, but what music does. But on the creative side, when music is being made, they're working 24 hours. There's no set time when they go to the studio to create music, because they don't know when the magic is going to happen. See, it's that magic that gives you that feel that you feel. It's that magic that transports you to another place with other people, with other persons, because in their creation, in their creative environment, in their creative actions, they found magic. That's the hope. Because they want to tickle your fancy. Creatives, the magic. Hopefully you understand why I'm introducing the word magic later. But the creatives that design automobiles, Renee, I remember one specific automobile. Y'all can talk about me later. You can turn the channel. You say, where is this person going? I'm about to say something else, but a part of being striving lawfully. Remember that vehicle they called the Baby Benz? I think Baby Benz, was it the Chrysler 300 or 3000 or whatever it was? But anyway, when the design, and I think he was similar to who I'm looking at now that came up with that design, but it's not about that right now, but the creator. What I'm getting at is, I wonder, at what point is it when they were smoothing the clay, trimming it, and slicing, and then they looking back and they take a look at it and say, or they came in the next morning and he was inebriated and he saw a curvature and he's like, that's it. He found the magic. And that vehicle became one of the top sellers, especially for, talk about me later, for them that maybe couldn't afford the Benz or whatever the vehicle was that it was similar to. Creative magic. I'm thinking about, for me, back in the day, it was Sean John, and I hope I don't get in trouble for just saying his name, but the clothes he came out with. When the magic came, back then, oversized clothes was in. But the fashion particular stood out for me, and I loved that look. It was something about it that drew me in. But I'm wondering at what point the magic of it kicked in. Top sellers back then, I am sure. Another name for me in clothing back then was Hilfiger. Who?
Figure.
Figure?
Tommy Hilfiger.
I'm being corrected, y'all. The colors, the pop, the choices. Awesome for me. Talking about tickling my fancy. Loved it. Magic. Then you get into movies. I'm going to skip because I got a few things written down. But the magic about it. A movie. Ever since I started this, Hype Central, and I talk about, how I would use the correlation of music and movies and things to bring out certain points. What fascinates me about movies, first of all, is called movies for a reason. It's because no matter what's going on in your life, when you sit down in front of whatever you sit down in front of these days, your phone, your computer, or television, a movie is a movie because there's movement. And there's certain movies in particular that draw us in, that captivate us. And there's certain lines in certain movies that become historical. We use them in memes. We use them when we're joking to one another. I remember a colleague I work with. It was something that, depending on what dropped on the floor and spilled over, it's like, you don't wipe that, you block that. Y'all hear me what I'm saying? Or another movie, Help Me Help You. Anybody with me? Here's one for y'all. Dracarius. The magic I'm talking about in creation, in creativity. And then finally, talking about the tickling of fancy, whether you're male or female. When that Picasso walks by, or when that